Hello, Professor. This is Team E and U. And my name is Shu. I'm the inventory manager.
Oh, and my name is Kulan. I'm taking care of the marketing management.
I'm Mingguo. My part is financial part. Here is our agenda. It includes overall business strategy, financial management, inventory management, and marketing management, and takeaways. For our overall business strategy, it includes two parts: customer-centric approach, which is using data from customers or the market to be initial data before setup strategy. The other one is operational excellence strategy, both internal and external, is another key to success. So making the stock fulfillment all the time, try to avoid out of stock situations that lead to opportunity lose sales and maintain customer satisfaction level. Creating dashboards to monitor on performance closely and keep the cash on hand as lower as possible, but also make sure have enough cash to support next production at least. Here's our result of games. As the chart shows, the blue one is simulation 1 and the orange is simulation 2. The revenue during two simulations increased 9.4% and the profit increased 12.4%. Now I would like to introduce you the financial management. The financial goals is make decisions on investments, such as decrease setup time, monitoring the cash flow in order to pay loan, and has the shareholders' equity, which is the formula total asset minus total liability equals total equity. The strategies figure out the influences between packaging and producing, redesign the products to meet a higher profit, provide finance information to teammates if necessary. So formulation optimization. For example, here is a strawberry product. The requirement on the instruction is 20% weight, 30% out, and 20% strawberry. The bottom chart shows the price for raw materials, which is strawberry is pretty heavy, it's at 5.12. And the second one is out, 1.50, and weight 99 cents. So for our design, we minimum the strawberry to 20% and 30% for art and maximum percent for weight, which is 50%. So for our product, 500 gram product includes 100 gram strawberry, 150 gram art, 250 gram weight, and for the 1 kilogram, it includes 200 gram strawberry, 300 gram art, and 500 gram weight. This is a good way to maximum our profit and the minimum our costs. We're trying to increase our profit by this way, and when the stock is in the under 2,000, we can change the product formula. For the loan repayment, during the simulation, in order to improve the credit level to AAA+, we pay the loan in the following situation, which is the bank cash account is higher enough to afford for liquidity of operation. And in that time, we have to guarantee production will not be influenced. And second, when we have 1 million on hand, we will pay 200,000. When we have 2 million on hand, we will pay 500,000 or 800,000. We paid several times during the simulation. And third one, communicate with teammates before make decisions. Setup time. In order to improve supply chain time period, we have decreased our setup time to 6 hours when about third round in both simulation, and then decrease the setup time from 6 hours to 4 hours in sixth round in second simulation. Because we found a higher demand for the setup time, so we need to decrease our setup time to satisfy the production. Also, we give update for capacity because we think 1 million for 24,000 capacity per day is expensive, and we don't think it's worth to do that. Financial statements. The left chart shows the products for each market and the sum of contribution margin. So for my part, during the financial statements, I have to provide the sales information such as profit, net value, quantity to inventory teammates, and give advices about the next round decisions, make a forecast, and change stocks for each region really on the sales situation, and give market teammate feedback. Technical analysis. The formula we used is total asset turnover equals net sales divided total assets. So we have to determine if our turnover rate is in health situation. And pivot table is also important for us to gather information, such as sales quantity, profit made in previous rounds, change some variable to say how it influenced next round, so we can make a decision better. Using some summary sales report and inventory report from the ERP system, and find the sales volume and then forecast the sales for my teammates.
So next, I'm going to be introduce the inventory management. For our goal for inventory is set up the perfect production plan. For this game, is manufacturing game is different from the logistic game. For this game, we're gonna purchase the raw material and produce the product. And the second, we convert the product on time. And then we have to deliver a finished product on time, because as you know, the lead time is longer, is about 1 to 5 days. Is much longer than the logistic game before. And the last one is don't let the shortage of product in each market. So we have to monitor the inventory in the market. And during our strategy is analysis of data from the previous round and fix the data before the next round start. So we have the two simulation games. So we have to analyze the data from the previous game. And then the second strategy is the monitor the inventory level for the raw material and the finished goods, and even the units on each region. Because as I said, the lead time was longer, so the inventory level is much important than the game before. So the picture in the bottom is kind of show that how the process. The first, we start MD61 to create the production plan, and then to run the order, and then finally we got the raw material, and then we convert the product to finish the good. So here is my game one analysis. At the beginning of our game one, so we set up all the inventory level, production plan, and the logistic level equally, because we don't know what's going to be sales good in which region. So we equally set up all the levels for the whole game. And the second is really important. Also the mistake is we take is CO is convert the products. At the beginning of the game, we didn't realize we have to convert the product at each order delivery. So we lost lots of the lead time for the game one game, and the lead time is longer also. And the chart on the left, you show that at the end of the game one, the 500 gram nuts was the has the highest sales volume, and the south region is the best market in our game. So we doing this analysis, we can like use this data for the next round game. here was a tracking process. So every time we order the left, you can see the left picture. So every time we order the product, they show that in this chart. We have you can see there was the good delivery time from the night round 12 and the night round 14 is about like 4 days when I order the product. And the right picture shows that every time the raw material below 100,000 units, so we order the product, is make the inventory level was healthy and don't lose any profit during this tracking. Here was a game 2 analysis, and it's based on the game 1. We have the highest number of units sold is 500 gram nuts. So we decided to purchase more nuts, raw material, and make to reach that best profit. And the best region is south. Then we set up a new logistic and the production plan to see. You can see the chart in the right. Even though the 500 nuts is over 25,000, so we still got a much profit from it. And also we also do use the pull strategy to let the market become the healthy market. To continue this is what we got from the end of this game 2, the material and the profit and from the region. So after we change the production and the distribution plan, we have the final report that show the 500 gram nuts is the best seller in the simulation. It's pretty much is very close to our expectation. So that means our forecast is made a great decision for our team. So here is my technical analysis. Is during the simulation, I collaborate with my finance manager to redesign the products to mix trial and to get maximum profit for the product, and then I monitor the tracking process and in order to converting the product. And the next is purchase the setup time to make the whole process faster, because we have like total like 16 products. So and the next is to do not over the inventory capacity to avoid the cost. So next is the marketing part.
Okay, here's the last section about the marketing part. Our goals for the marketing part, first is to collaborate with inventory manager and also financial manager, all of us, to construct the proper inventory policy. This is a key point. And next is we try to balance customer demands by serving various products rather than just focus on a few items. We decide to sell every item that we can produce rather than just focus like we're gonna produce at least 6 of them, 7 of them, we sell all of them. And next is we're gonna differentiate the price to fit with customers' norm in each distribution channel. As we know that in each DC, the preference for each customer are different. And the final goal is was to find out the proper price for each product to maximize the profit. So let's go to the strategy, the overall strategy for the marketing part. First is to exploring the market situation data to set up the inventory policy. And next is to set up the certain percentage of gap for the price in each distribution channel to make us easier to work on it. And also adjust the price once per round to measure the profit and find out the optimum point. Let's talk about it. First is about to leverage the marketing data to construct the inventory policy. According to the supply chain theory, before we going to set up the inventory policy, we have to know what the customer wants. So we gather the customer demand information from the market in the market spreadsheet, and then we use this information to set up the inventory level and the production in order to serve the customers in each distribution channel. Here's our inventory setup after we use the customer's demand to be based. This is one of the example of that. So our inventory policy needs to be reviewed and updated periodically to respond to customer's demand, even though it's not changed dramatically, but it is good to try to catch up what customer wants timely. And here, as inventory manager said, our maximum capacity is 250,000 units. So we use this number to be our base and allocate the inventory throughout this number. Next is our pricing strategy. As we know that we have three DCs, different DCs. Customer in the hypermarket, they prefer the lower price, and they buy like 3 different items 4 times. And next is our grocery chain. This is our main revenue source that we can make money from them. And the last one is the convenience store. The customer in this distribution channel, they don't care a lot about the price, so they have the purchasing power to pay more. So our plan is to give a discount for the customer in hypermarket for around 5% in general, or 10% sometimes. And our standard price will be set up for the grocery chain. Every time when we change the price, we will change on the grocery chain first, and then we will change the other distribution channel later. And then the convenience store, we mark up the price from the grocery chain for 20% because they can pay for it. And to find out the optimum point to make the maximum profit, here's the chart that we use that. From this chart, it shows a total margin in the orange bar chart and the average price per unit, as you can see in the blue line. From this chart, for the 500 grams of nut mussel, our popular products, at the price of $5.26 per unit, we can maximize the profit in that round around between 200,000 to 250,000. So here's our optimum point to make a profit. And this table shows the optimum price for each product Sorry about that. As you can see, from this average price among 3 distribution channels, here are the total margin per round that we can make it. Here are the maximum maximum margin in each round that we can make. And let's talk a little bit about the overall sales and profit that we can make. To see the most profitable products for both 2 games, we can see that 500 grams of nut mussel make the most profit for us, with the 1.1 million for game 1 and 1.5 million for game 2. And you can see the pattern of the products from the largest profitable and least profitable is pretty similar from the largest to smallest. So this is one of the evidence that in this game, the customer's preference are not changed. And also for the most profitable region, even though those 3 regions can make like the closely profit, you can see 35%, 34%, 31%, but for both 2 games, the southern region can make the highest profit with 3.4 million for the first game and 3.9 million for the second game. And about the technical analysis for the marketing, to set up the inventory quota allocations. At first, I got the quantity sold information in the market for each product in each region, as you can see on the left hand side, and then I convert it into the percentage. As you can see on the right hand side, the accumulated percentage on the right hand side is 100%, and then we use this portion to allocate the product inventory level, which is multiplied by 250k units, and then we will get that how many units that we have to serve in each region for each product, as you can see in the right hand side table. And also at the beginning of the game, very early of the game, we don't know that which price is suitable to set up and adjust to find out the maximum profit. So this dashboard can help us to compare the product price among our companies, competitors, and market. This can be the guideline when we have to start setting up the price. This is better like to follow the market first to see what's going on with that, and then we can adjust it by ourselves later. Lastly, for what we learned from this game, first is the shortage of stock is one of the most relevant reason for lower revenue and net income. So we have to fulfill the inventory all the time as possible. And second, the customer insight from marketing data can help the company to better prepare the entire supply chain. Like we share that we use the market data to set up inventory level, and it's also affect to the how we prepare the production. This is how we can use a customer-centric concept with our company. And the last thing is about the key concept of the financial management is not to hold the cash as much as possible. You don't need that, but to proper balance the amount of cash to maximize exploitation. So as you can see in the financial part, we don't need to hold the cash like 4 million, 5 million, but when we have the cash in a certain point, we use them to invest in increase increase our production capability, and also pay the debt to lower the interest that we have to pay in every round, and it's also finally it's gonna affect to our income statement and make our shareholder happy. And this is all of our presentation. Thanks for watching.
I'm just stop focus.